What's Tiferes? There are 10 spheres. Keser, yeah? All the way down to Malchus. The one in the middle is Tiferes. Each one of the spheres has got a different name of God. Guess which one Tiferes is? Yud Kei Vav Kei. So Yud Kei Vav Kei, which I've explained to you, is the different levels of the soul in the different worlds, which we can't appreciate the higher ones whilst we're alive. But Moshe Rabbeinu, Klil means, Klil means the complete. Klil or Koilel, yeah? Yismach Moshe, why was Moshe so happy? The Matnas Chelko, he was given an additional present. Ki Eved Nem, when he got to that level, Nosatalo, yeah? Klil Tiferes, the completeness of the Yud Kei Vav Kei, and the worlds, and all parts of the Neshama, the Yechida and the Chaya, Baroi Shai Nosatalo, was inside his physical head, whilst he was alive. Now you can understand why he spoke to Hashem, Polim El Polim. He didn't have to go into a trance. He didn't have to get fit on the floor. Every Novi, up from Avram, till everybody, when God spoke to them, they were either asleep or they were fitting on the floor. Fitting like this. They were in a trance. It's called the Tardema in Kabbalah. Nobody was awake. Not possible. Except for Moshe Rabbeinu. Pe'el Davebo. Polim El Polim. It's Baklara Meira. And that's Yechaya Yechida.
Why did you say that Yecheskel saw as well then?
He was in a Tardema. He was in a trance.
So you didn't see it, right?
He was in a trance. Yeah? Only Moshe Rabbeinu. He was the only Novi that communicated with God like we are communicating to each other now. Yeah, literally. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to have a shiur on reincarnation, I'll prepare it properly. Okay, but you got me going there. Okay. And according to the Arizal, if you want to know, anybody here, no, I'm focusing on you. If you want to know what you're supposed to fix in this time round, I can tell you without looking at your fingernails, without looking at your, there you go.
Yeah. No, you said it here, I know.
Yeah. Because every person, if you want to be intellectually honest with yourself.
But what do you mean, where do you start then?
No. You don't need a big list. No. Calm down. You don't need such a big list.
What's hard for you or what you're doing wrong?
No, what's hard for you?
Normally that was the same.
Some people naturally find certain things. Everybody knows what's right and wrong, pretty much. They're grey areas, and then you can go crazy, you can have chumras, yeah. Basic stuff. Yeah? Is Lashon Hara, is there any, without all the excuses that nobody understands, every time they say Toeles and all this nonsense. Yeah? It's character assassination, it's murder. Yeah? We can all work on that. Simple thing. Some people more than others. When you find something that comes to you naturally easier, that means you've probably fixed it in a previous generation. You have less to work on it this time round, that's all.
I don't go around looking for Lashon Hara. It's not on my agenda really. I come across it, I'll say whatever, like it doesn't come. I wouldn't say that's the hardest thing. And hence that I would know that I've passed it.
The Gemara says everybody has avad. It's one of the hardest avodas, that, and it's one of the most important things.
Can you break it again if I fixed it in another Google?
Yes.
So I'm better off like I'm screwing it up.
Gemara says that. They had a big discussion. Is it better to be born or better not to be born? And they went to fro, like they do in the Gemara. And in the end, the maskana in the end was, it's better not to be born because I could stain my previous dry cleaning. You got a £5,000 suit, and you're going to go on a hike with it.
No, you want to keep it in the dry cleaner, but it's safe.
But says the Gemara. But says the Gemara, yeah. But now that you are born, not just make the most of it, get on with it. Be a man.
Do what you got to do.
Hashem has put you here for a reason. Don't be a wuss. Man up.
Do you think every living thing is a Gilgal? Can there be something living which is not a Gilgal?
Yes, for sure. Not everything's a Gilgal, and not every person is a Gilgal. But in our generation, there's very, very few new neshamas.
Is that all?
Very rare. There are. And the Mekubalim in our generation say that most of our neshamas are people who died in the Holocaust. And what is the reason that we had to be reincarnated? I'm not going to be popular. I'm not sure whether I should pause the recording. This is not for speaking in shul, which is a known thing. That's why certain communities in the Sephardi side of Judaism, where they respected their shuls much more, they got bashed far less. And that's a known thing, and it's not a popular thing
in
to...
Antwerp, they didn't get all the shuls in Antwerp got burnt down. One shul in Antwerp didn't get burnt down because that was the only shul that there was no such thing speaking.
There you go. A simple formula. Yeah. But the problem in the Shoah was emunah. So you can watch all the films where they're all singing Animamim as they go into the chambers, yeah, and the haunting tune that was made on one of the trains that we all sing, yeah, it's very nice. But unfortunately, a large percentage of people, and you can't blame them,
He had
yeah,
Rabbi across the base that lived on Northumberland Street. I heard this. No. Why?
Oh yeah.
The Shoyklet.
yeah,
I heard him say the story. He was with another guy. I don't remember the name. He was with another guy, and they took them to basically the waiting room before they go into the gas chambers.
yeah,
And the guy that was sat next to him, the guy that he was with, said, "Right, so I guess this is it. This is where we say Shema." And he's like, he's like, "We're not dead yet. There's still a chance that we're gonna survive." The guy's like, "Nah, listen, we're here ready." Next thing, one of the big Nazis came in. He's like, "I need a big, strong guy for some work." Looked around. Yakrosov was a massive, tall guy. He's like, "You come with me." Took him out. He survived, and the other guy didn't took him.
yep. We're going to get to Shema Yisrael in a minute. Yeah, and our generation, where we have to fix the problem of emunah that was in the previous generation. What is the Jewish world currently full of? Books about? Interesting, isn't it? Garden of emunah, this emunah, that emunah, Biederman, this one, that one. It's all emunah, and a bit of emunah, and a bit of emunah.